Good morning. It's Monday, the 16th of March, 2026, and it's March Madness. There is so much going on right now in the world for those people who are awakened. You can see everything. It's happening in plain sight. We're seeing the complete collapse of the old system. And for those that are wide awake, you can see the birth of a new system. For those who are half awake, you can only see the collapse of the old system. But don't panic, because the more you wake up, the more you'll see. And I'll give you one little example. We obviously had the Epstein files dropped on us with 6 million pages. Now, there's no way in the world that you can go through 6 million pages in a day, let alone a week or a month. It takes time. And one of the things that jumped out at a lot of people was the exposure of what really happened on 9/11. That was all in the Epstein files. And that was a collaboration between George W. Bush and Jeffrey Epstein. The attack was all planned between the two of them. It's all there in black and white when you take the time to do your research. And all of this is being exposed in real time for those people who have the time and the inclination to do the research. And then once you start to do the research, you wake up. And when you wake up, it's very difficult to go back to sleep again. There are those that have gone back to sleep again because they couldn't be bothered to continue the work. That's not a problem. That's up to you. It's your choice. We live in a world of free choice. The choice is yours as to whether you want to really see what's going on and really find out the truth, or whether you just want to find out a little bit. That comes down to the individual. Drew, good morning.
Good morning, Charlie. Good morning, everyone. Well, just after last week when we reported Donald Trump suggested the United States may no longer share certain intelligence with the UK, King Charles has just reportedly cancelled a planned visit to the United States, raising questions about the tensions within the so-called special relationship. Now, my question is, did Prime Minister Keir Starmer throw his toys out of the pram, going to Big Daddy King Charles for a bit of royal backup? Well, relations between London and Washington appear to be getting a little bit more complicated. Well, in the pantomime.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, in the pantomime, because I guess if King Charles was to go across the channel to see Trump, he'd have to go in his coffin or his little ashes tub. He was dealt with some time ago. It's very, very interesting to see this all unfold. Whilst we're talking about London, it's very interesting to see what's happened now the dust has settled with the Lloyd's of London insurance of the shipping through the Straits of Hormuz. All of this shipping that goes through there has to be insured. And of course, Lloyd's of London thought they were clever in cancelling the insurance of shipping that was going through the Straits. However, a US insurance company has taken that over. Now, you may say, well, great. But what that does is that represents 9% of the UK's GDP lost, gone forever. That has a massive impact on the UK economy. Huge impact. And people don't understand that when you lose 9% of your business as a country, it has a devastating effect on the country. And you will see what happens. This is a little example of what happens when you let a Labour government get into office. Labour have always had this socialist agenda. And I'll give you a very simple example. If you earn as a businessman £100,000 in the UK, and the Labour government tax you 50,000, 50%, and give that 50,000 to 5 other people, they lose 1 vote for the businessman, but they gain 5 votes of people who can't be bothered to work. That's what keeps Labour in power for a very short period of time. because sooner or later, all those people that were making the money for the country, like Lloyd's of London, are disappearing. That's what socialism does. It's a failed project. It's been tried over and over and over again, and it doesn't work. One day, somebody will wake up to the fact that if you continue to try the same philosophy and it doesn't work, you need to change your philosophy. And if I look at my friends who live all over the world, the successful ones make an awful lot of money. They don't need a government to tell them to help other people, because most of them, most if not all of them, do an awful lot for the community and for other people and for charity. The only thing is most of them don't do it publicly. They do it privately. So you will never, ever know what they do for your community, because it's not done for attention. It's done for the right reasons. It's time for you to wake up to a real reality. Drew.
Charlie, I just want to go back to the UK and remind people that last week we had reported that King Charles will be in a coffin on the 28th of March. So let's see whether that will be announced. And my next story is that Kent County Council is reportedly preparing to declare what it's called an illegal immigration emergency. It's a move that could make it the first county authority in the United Kingdom to take such a step. Now, under the proposed measure, the council would refuse to accommodate individuals it believes are in the country illegally. The policy is expected to come into effect on March the 19th. The development comes amid growing pressure on local authorities dealing with the impact of migration and housing pressure across the country. So basically, Charlie, the councils have had enough of the illegal immigrants in the hotels and disrupting the peace.
They are, and I get asked on a daily basis by insiders and by followers and by people who watch my videos about how do we stop this happening and how do we get these people to return to their own country. And for me, it's always been very, very simple. We stop stealing from their countries. I mean, Africa should be God's continent because it has more natural resource than you could ever imagine. More gold, more silver, more minerals, more diamonds, more anything. They could be self-sufficient without any problem at all. And the African people could be super wealthy, every one of them. And I tell you right now, they wouldn't come to England because they've got better weather. They've got a better way of life. The only reason they come to England is to earn more money, because the British, since years gone by, and Dick Whittington and his cat convinced them the streets of London were paved with gold. Then we wonder why they all show up. Then we wonder why they're dumped on our doorstep. The fact is the moment that their country becomes wealthy, as it should be, the same from the Middle East, the same from North Africa, they will want to go back to their own countries. I talk to people from Sudan, from North Africa, Northeast Africa, Somalia. They would love to go back to their own country, but their country is in complete chaos because it's been robbed blind by the EU, the UK, and the USA. It's been robbed blind and it's been abused. The minute that abuse stops, like it has in Burkina Faso and other African countries that are beginning to stand up with the help of Russia and China, this will all stop in a hurry, because every single refugee that's in the UK will want to go back to their own country in a hurry when we stop robbing it. I'll leave you with that thought on Monday the 16th of March, 2026. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful week. This is going to be March Madness. And The beginning of April is going to be crazy too. I have some inside information which I can't share with you just yet, but in the first week of April, it's going to be a lot of fun. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
So recently I've had some Canadians in the car with me, and a lot of them, the stigma from Canada is like they're not going into America and all this because of Trump and everything. Anyway, so I mapped out the things that the military operation was doing to bring back power to us, and they all liked the sound of it. And I said, what's your reason you don't like Trump? And I said, because basically all those things I've mentioned, he and the military are doing for us so that we can have a good future. So just because you don't like him personally, you need to understand fully of what he's doing for us, because no one else in the world is doing that for us. So what was my other thing? Oh, yeah, so I said to them, a while ago we've been told, about 4 or 5 years ago, that every country's people will go back to their own country and they will develop their own countries. So they said it's already happening in Canada. They said our kids and that have been able to find a lot of properties to rent and everything like that, because I think they were infiltrated with Indians, and I think a lot of them are going home. So it's already starting to happen. So everything that we've spoken about and everything that Charlie Ward has spoken about has come to fruition and is coming to fruition. And people didn't like to give him credit, but at the end of the day, he's been right, 90% of the time. And he's going to be continually right, because everything we track, he's right and he's right again. So he'll continue being right. So everything is happening exactly how we were told it was going to happen. So, yeah, just enjoy it.
These are the facts, not put out by mainstream media. If you want to know the truth, we put out the truth every single day, Monday to Friday. Saturdays and Sundays we spend with our families, as we should do. So if you want to know the truth, come to charlieward.com and see real news daily. And join the Insiders Club, which is live on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Hi guys, it's Charlie here. If you're looking to protect your future with gold or silver, pick the region you're in and choose one of our trusted partners. Noble Gold for those that are based in America and Canada. And for those in the UK and Europe, we have Orvesta. Get yours now. Charlies.gold.